Good evening and welcome to Coach's Corner with Jay, featuring Seminoles head football coach Jay Circosta. Our host for Coach's Corner, Lance LaFollette. After this short break, we'll check in with Lance and Coach Jay.
You have so many commitments in your life and so many decisions to make about your future and theirs, like buying a house, saving for college, making investments, or planning for retirement. At Ormet Credit Union, we're committed to knowing current trends in finance and committed to sharing these methods with our members to help you make better financial decisions. So whether you're college-bound, raising children, or planning for retirement, let Ormet Credit Union help you find financial success, because our commitment is you.
Hi, I'm Jeff Waddell. This is my wife Jenny and daughter Ashley. Along with our sons Jeff and Tim make up our family. As you can see, I've got a vested interest in the future of Monroe County, my family. I've lived here all my life and I love it here. My dream is that someday my children can live here and work here too. I do not accept that we can't create or bring jobs to Monroe County. I know we can. I've done it. Many families like ours can't ride their bikes down Main Street. They've been forced to leave because of no jobs. I'd like to change that, and with your help, I can.
Vote for my dad November 3rd.
Dr. and Mrs. Heckert are proud to make Monroe County their home and to serve as your hometown family doctor, along with experienced nurses and a nurse practitioner affiliated with Marietta Memorial Hospital.
Good evening and welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Lance LaFollette, joining Coach this evening, and we're going to take a look back at last week's big win over the Caldwell Redskins and talk to some stars of the game, go over the highlights, and come back and look at Fort Fry. First off, Coach, weren't any lies last week when you came in and told us how tough Caldwell was going to be. They really posed scare into us.
Yeah, that's for sure, Lance. Their record of 3-0 coming in was not deceiving whatsoever, and we try to tell our players that and tell a lot of people that we were facing a good football team, and even after playing them, I feel they're as sound as what we thought they were going in. In fact, I thought their linemen have just gotten better each week. I saw them against Shadyside in game number 1, and I thought they played even better against us in game number 4. And I think they'll continue to improve because they're still, in a lot of respects, a young football team. And looking down the schedule, I see them winning a lot of football games the rest of the year, and that's why we have to buckle things up and be ready each and every week as far as the PVC is concerned, because I don't think they're going to lose too many football games.
Well, and they're a good team to play at this time of the year. We've got a couple wins under our belt going in. Their confidence was high, and it turned out to be a big key, the fact that we were able to come out in the second half and play with a little bit of fire, because it seemed like we got a slow start. The guys come out on the field, the crowd wasn't any more fired up than the guys there to start, and the results showed.
Well, you're exactly right. I think, we came off of a big win the previous week against River, and our kids were pretty fired up and played very aggressive football and very hard hitting. We talked about on that after the River game, how hard of a hitting game it was. But we really didn't come out with the fire in our eyes and fired up like we needed to be against a good undefeated football team. And as you mentioned, the first half was pretty lackluster, even though we were only down 1 point, should have been ahead, but even at that, we didn't play real well the first half. In fact, I told our kids that, we really hadn't stopped them. They really stopped themselves by penalties in the first half, and we really didn't shut them down. They were getting 4, 5, 6, 7 yards a clip. They threw the football better on us than they probably have all year long, and we just didn't do a real good job, and probably lucky to be as close as we were at the end of the first half. Like I said, could have been ahead, but they got the extra point in there at the end of the first half. But we did pick it up in the second half, and especially in the fourth quarter. I don't really think we really started to play our type of football until the beginning of the fourth quarter. In fact, Coach Sherman mentioned with about 10 minutes or something to go, we started playing football, and we saw some aggressive hitting. In fact, it took its toll on their backs. Now went out for a couple of different plays, a couple of different occasions. We hit pretty hard, and that's the difference. When you play that kind of football, good things are going to happen. So we have to be ready to do that at the beginning of the game, not wait until the third or fourth quarter.
Well, that's where basically what I saw was conditioning came into play real big there in the fourth quarter. They had, not only did Now get down a couple times, a couple other key players hobbled off with injuries. and it just come down to the fact that our kids were in a little better shape, and, that's what you have to have.
Yeah, I think they had things going their way in the first half, and, we didn't expect them maybe to throw as much as they did, because they had relied on their running backs, now and Croc, to do the work for them on offense, but they came out and got a touchdown on the board early with Cartel throwing the football, and they had things kind of working or going their way, and they had us a little bit off balance, and even though we came back and scored, and then, of course, scored again, we allowed them to get back in the ball game by letting them score on a well-executed play, I might add, and so they end up being on top of us at halftime. But I thought we mixed things up a little better in the second half. Again, we got a lot of people involved in the offense. Josh Jones had a big game for us, rushing over 100 yards, and Josh played hurt really throughout most of the ball game. He hurt his ankle. A lot of people may not have noticed that at the beginning of the ball game, and he played hurt throughout the game but did a fine job. Johnny Shoemaker came in with some big runs and a couple catches, and then Jesse Nippert had some big catches at his wideout position that helped us. Derek Griffith again contributed a couple nice runs and a couple touchdowns, and so that really helped all the way around the offense. Defense, as we mentioned earlier, wasn't real pleased with the way we played. Our aggressiveness just wasn't what it needed to be, and we're going to have to step that up this week if we're going to continue our winning ways. But overall, we came out. That was a big win for us, and first game in the PVC, and when you play a team like that's undefeated, it's good to get that game out of the road. So hopefully we'll continue to improve and kind of be ready to play at the beginning of the game from here on in.
Okay. Well, with the win over Caldwell, the standings are starting to come out in different things. Still off early to look at stuff like that, but that game's going to come in handy at the end of the year, because they're going to win a lot of ball games. They're in the OVAC, so they're going to help us there. Just a lot of big things are going to come out of that, because, as you said, Caldwell's going to win a lot of football games.
That's for sure.
Okay, we're going to come back. You mentioned Derek Griffith having a big game last week. He's really turned things around as far as he's showing nice ball fakes and throwing the ball well. We're going to come back and talk to Derek right after this break.
A good football team works together, helping each other to do their best.
A good insurance company works together too, showing you the best coverage for you and your family.
A winning football team shares the glory. The running back needs those blockers to make that long run to the end zone.
A winning insurance agency represents several companies, so you have personally designed coverage to take you wherever you need to go.
The Monroe Central Seminoles have a winning tradition.
And F.W. Shoemaker has a winning tradition of service, integrity, and customer satisfaction.
Two local traditions that keep on going.
Hey, Ohio Valley, it's worth the drive to Woodsfield to find the latest trends in decorating and gifts. Pat's Gift Shop has 8 rooms full of unique gifts, furniture, home decor, and collectibles, including Beanie Babies, Cats Meow, Cherished Teddies, and Precious Moments. Now's the time to come to Monroe County's oldest and largest gift shop to find out how you can enter their Home Sweet Home decorating contest. It's your chance to win one of several prizes, including a $300 shopping spree, just in time for holiday gift giving or decorating at Pat's.
Welcome back. Joining us now is junior quarterback Derek Griffith, number 11. Derek, starting for the first time this year as a varsity performer, and Derek, seems like you're a lot more comfortable. We started out the season, big game against Magnolia. Your first time, Magnolia had a heck of a ball club. We weren't able to get things done, but you've really stepped it up and been a big key here the last couple of games. Is the comfort a lot better now?
Yeah, it's just the first time I started varsity, and after a few games, I just feel more comfortable.
Well, Coach, the Magnolia game, we didn't run the ball a whole lot, anyone really, and these last couple games you've been getting the ball a lot more. It seems like Coach has got some confidence in you on the outside. Do you like taking off with the ball like that?
Yeah, well, the first game I got hurt on the first time I ran it, and just that limited my running. And then lately I've been feeling better, and Josh and Johnny, everybody's keying on them. They're running good, and that just opens up the outside.
Seems like you do a real nice job with the ball fakes, and that, if I'm not wrong, that really opens things up for you on that outside.
Yeah, we've been working on that in practice, ball fakes and carrying out the fakes, and that's just really been the key.
Coach Derek, he throws a nice ball on top of all this. I mean, the speed, I think, has surprised a lot of people because when he gets outside, they better be on their horses if they're going to catch him. But the touchdown to Jesse Nippert 2 weeks ago was just a beautiful pass. And then, he's been coming along every game from that standpoint.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, Lance. Derek has improved considerably from day one, and we felt he had the capabilities and potential to do this. And number one, to start with, he's a nice young man. He's a coachable young man. He's kind of quiet and soft-spoken as far as quarterbacks go. Usually they're a little more outgoing and what have you, but he's real quiet, but he's a quiet leader, and he's really, like I say, improved week after, in fact, day in and day out, I see improvement in Derek, and that's not an easy position to play, as you well know. It's tough to step in there and not having any varsity experience because he got to play very little last year. As you mentioned, he did play a couple years on the reserve team for us, and that's experience, but it's not like being on the varsity level and playing varsity competition. But we knew he had the potential to handle the ball real well, and I think the biggest improvement has come in his passing. Even though we haven't passed the football a lot, I think you'll see him continue to improve and do well throwing the ball as the season progresses. And I kind of, didn't want to put him in a situation early on where we were throwing the ball all the time and had to try to throw the ball to win with him not having a lot of experience. When we have running backs like Johnny Shoemaker and Josh Jones and Ben Miller and Josh Woodby and people like that, you can give the football to them, let him kind of get his feet on the ground, get some experience, and then the throwing will come. But the other phase of his game that's really come along is his running, and we knew all along he has good speed. But as he mentioned, he was hurt in game number 1, wasn't 100% in game number 2 against Shadyside, so we really couldn't kind of cut him loose running the ball until the third game against River, and I think that kind of took them by surprise, and it's caught a lot of other people off guard, and I think that he'll continue to, to be able to run the ball for us. And I think when you have a quarterback that can run, a quarterback that can pass, and several running backs that can carry the football, that makes it tough for the defense to key on and zeroing in on any one person. If you have one running back that's getting the ball maybe 25, 35 times a game and people can key on him, it's a little easier to defense you as far as your offense is concerned. But Derek is, like I say, he's worked real hard, and that's a tough position to be in, but he's responded real well, and I think he's going to do a lot more passing, a lot more running as the season goes on, and make some real big plays for us.
Okay. Well, Griff, keep up the good work. Wish you a lot of luck the rest of the season. As Coach and I were talking there earlier, we went out and we stayed playing like the way we've done the last game or two, and we may be able to extend this thing, so keep at it. We'll be right back and talk with the guy that gets Derek the ball, Jeremy Beardmore, right after this break.
The pursuit of power and performance. We'll help you work it out at Monroe Tire Center. Monroe Tire Center has Kelly, Safari, AWR, all-weather radios at great prices and for all types of roads. For all the muscle you need on the road, ask for Kelly Tires at Monroe Tire Center. We're as pumped up about performance as you are. Monroe Tire Center and Kelly, a good deal on a great tire.
Ashland sells pure gasoline, diesel fuel, and kerosene, and they're pure Seminole fans. Join these Woodsville Ashland fans in their newly expanded dining room for a fabulous lunch, supper, or snack. Try some hot pizza, delicious Caesar sandwiches, salads, or cheese sticks, and top it all off with Kirk's homemade ice cream. The Hoffs invite you to follow the Seminoles throughout football season, and follow the Noles to the Ashland because
Ashland has the best food in town.
Welcome back. Joining us now is the center for the Seminoles football team, number 50, Jeremy Beardmore. Jeremy also plays some defensive end. This is your first time out for high school football, Jeremy, and you're thrown right in there first game, starting at center, and speaks highly of you as far as being a worker and being able to get that done. Have you found it hard to adjust, or how's things been coming for you so far?
Yeah, the first game was, I was nervous first game. I didn't really feel comfortable, but
after having a couple games under my belt, I feel a lot more comfortable and know what I'm doing and feel better getting in there.
Okay, I know you played junior high football, and were you a center in junior high, or?
I played tackle on both sides of the ball, so.
Okay. One thing that I seem to notice, and it's real obvious, when the Seminoles defense is on the field, number 75 lines up over the center for us. That's Heath Wells, and he seems to be in the backfield an awful lot, in the opponent's backfield, and we haven't run into that problem. Do you get to work a lot against Heath in practice?
Yeah, early on we partnered up, and it was usually me and Heath, and Coach wanted me to work with somebody that was going to be rough on me and teach me how to work with somebody that's going to be rough. And Heath comes at you hard, and he practices hard, and it's shown that what he does in practice has paid off for him, and I think it's paid off for me as well.
Coach, I think you hit it right on the nose there. Working hard in practice always does it. Beardy, I've known him for quite a while, and he's always been a hard worker.
Well, he's exactly right. If you can block Heath Wells, from your center spot, then you're doing a pretty good job, because Heath is one of the best middle guards around. But as far as Jeremy is concerned, I don't know really what happened that Jeremy decided to come out, but I'm sure glad he did come out, because he has been a real positive addition to our football team. Not only as a center or a football player, but he's also a nice young man, and he's the kind of young man that you want in your program. And we're just tickled to death that he got involved in the program, and he's added so much. As you mentioned, he stepped in there. We needed somebody to take over and step into that center position, and he's done that and done a tremendous job. And then he hasn't played a lot of defense, but he has been in there on defense, and I think probably as the year goes on, you'll see more on defense too, as well as offense. But that center position, as we talked about the quarterback position earlier with Derek, is not an easy position to play, and neither is center. And that's one position that goes kind of overlooked in terms of the importance of it. Everything starts with the snap of the ball, and if you don't get a good snap from center, a good quarterback center exchange, you've got problems. And that hasn't been a problem, and Jeremy's just done a fine job. And I'm just tickled to death that he came out, because he's another one of those quiet guys, and it seems like we have several of them that they just go about their business and do their job, and they don't say anything. You don't hear any complaining, and Jeremy's he's like that. He just does a fine job, and so I think you're going to see him get better and better each game, because as he mentioned, he's a little more comfortable now than when he started. I saw progress in him from our first and second scrimmage to the first game, and I've seen progress each and every week, and it's just a pleasure to be able to coach a young man like him, and I think you're going to see a lot of big plays out of him, both at center and also probably on defense.
Okay. Well, thanks for being on, Beardy. You did a nice job, well-spoken. This show each week we get guys on here, and none of them have any experience, and you did a real nice job, so thanks for coming on. Good luck the rest of the year. Keep things rolling for us. We'll be right back to take a look at some highlights of last week's big win over Caldwell.
Wayne A. Smith is a husband, father, and grandfather with educational and professional experience in public administration and a solid financial background. He's proudly served his country for 20 years, managing military and civilian personnel. His past financial experience includes being assistant vice president in a bank. He's recently written grants bringing over $600,000 to Monroe County and is actively involved in our community. For energy, vision, and a new sense of direction to the office of Monroe County Auditor, elect Wayne A. Smith, the only qualified candidate.
We offer the future. Ohio University Eastern means value. OUE offers you 5 4-year degree programs, master's programs, and a state-of-the-art athletic center on campus. Ohio University Eastern means professionalism. The student-to-faculty ratio is 15 to 1, and over 60% of OUE's instructors have doctorate degrees. Ohio University Eastern means opportunity. The affordable education you get at OUE will open the doors to your future. Call Ohio University Eastern today at 1-800-648-3331.
Here the Seminoles on the opening kickoff get a return from Jesse Nippert, but it was called back.
Even though it was called back, it's definitely worth looking at. You'll see we had several nice blocks up the middle, and Jesse broke it right up the middle, and with his speed, there was nobody going to catch him. He took it all the way in the end zone, and it's a shame to have a great run like that called back, and seems as though we looked at it several times, Lance, and I still don't see the clip, but nonetheless, it didn't count.
Not a lot of fancy right here, Coach, just straight ahead football.
Yes, a straight dive play here to Josh Jones, number 21. We'll send Josh Woodby in motion to the right, run a handoff to Josh on a straight dive. Nice blocking up front by our lineman, and Josh pops it through there for a nice gain.
Here with Monroe Central trailing 7-0, John Shoemaker gets in for this touchdown.
Here's the counter action here off the power set to the right. Johnny Shue comes back behind a couple nice blocks from our pulling guard and tackle, and Johnny takes it in the end zone for a touchdown.
But you mentioned Josh Jones having a big night. Here's another nice run by him.
Yeah, we're lined up in the slot eye here to the right, and Josh will run the ball back to the left on a trap. Watch number 62, Robert Muntz, pull. Doesn't get a real good trap block there, but enough daylight that Josh can get through and pick up some nice yardage.
Real nice fake here by Derek Griffith on a nice play with the Seminoles.
Yeah, Derek's been doing an excellent job of handling the football with his ball fakes and ride fakes, and hero fake inside, also fake to Josh Jones, and then keep to his left and takes it on in for the touchdown. And this is just another example of how Derek is adding another dimension to our offense by running the ball.
Here Caldwell has the ball. It's third quarter action deep in Seminole territory, third and about 8. Josh Woodby makes a nice play.
A nice reaction here by Josh, number 22, from his defensive corner position. Cartel's really got the ball right on the money, and Josh does a real nice job coming over top and knocking the ball away. Great defensive play.
Coach, trailing by 1 here, late third quarter, you go to a play that we haven't seen for quite a while, the end around.
Yeah, here after a shank punt, we get great field position, and then we'll fake inside after motion, and we'll fake off tackle, give the ball back to Jesse. He comes here, gets a block from Brad Dimmerling, and then does a little juking and jiving and gets the ball down in great field position for us.
Here, quarterback Derek Griffith does a nice job carrying out the fakes and takes the ball in for another score.
There's a perfect example, Lance, of when you key on Johnny Shue inside, you key on Josh Jones. Derek can hurt you, and he's developing into a real nice quarterback off the fakes, coming outside here, picking up a couple nice blocks, one there from Josh Woodby, takes the ball into the end zone for a touchdown.
Here the Seminoles get a big defensive play.
We come alive defensively here. We run a little inside go game and create some problems for him inside. Heath Wells from his nose guard moves to the left, makes good contact. We got several black jerseys around the ball there. Johnny Cecil, Heath Wells, Josh Jones. Excellent job.
Here on the same series, we get another big defensive play.
Now, this is the kind of excitement and aggressiveness that you want to play defense with, and you'll see here they try to come off of their right side, and we do a real good job coming off the ball. Good penetration there by several defensive players, and just an excellent defensive effort.
Jesse Nipper had the kickoff called back earlier. Here he brings a punt back over 25 yards.
We had 2 touchdowns set up by shank punts, and they're trying to keep the ball away from Jesse, and this is the reason why. Here they kick the ball to him, and you can see what he does when he has the football. Great return, gets us great field position right across midfield, and that's why they don't want to kick the football to him.
Right after the long punt return, Nipper comes right back with a nice run after the catch.
Running out of the slot eye formation here, you'll see Jesse at the split end at the bottom of your screen, and they'll throw the little out route to him from Derek Griffith to Jesse, makes a nice catch, and then shows what he can do once he gets the football. Eludes a couple would-be tacklers, makes some nice moves, and takes the ball downfield. Nice catch, nice run.
Coach Josh Jones shows some nice footwork on this run.
Yeah, this is a run that's not of long yardage, but watch the nice moves, and as you say, footwork here. We'll fake to Johnny up the middle and give to Josh. He eludes a couple, runs out of a couple tackles, nice shoulder move right there, and then he's moving forward and picks up an extra couple, 3 yards.
Coach, here's the dagger, if you will, the fourth Seminole touchdown.
Here we'll line up in a power eye to the left, and we get nice offensive blocks from our up front people. Jeremy Beardmore at center, Brad Dimmerling at left guard, Tucker Roberts, Johnny Cecil. And watch the blocks by our backs. Johnny Shue and Ben Miller come in there 44 and 24 and open things up, and Josh takes it right into the end zone.
Coach Heath Wells started something a couple weeks ago, the tradition of having himself on here with the sack. Let's hope he keeps it up.
He's doing a fine job inside, puts a lot of pressure on their middle guard and their center and their guards. Here he does a nice job of getting pressure, and they threw the ball well early on, and when you get pressure like this, that takes away a lot of the throwing.
Coach, as we talked about earlier in the show, the Seminoles really started picking the D up in the fourth quarter. Here's another example of it.
Yeah, display of hard hitting here when Heath Wells not making the initial tackle. Right here, Josh Jones makes the initial hit, but Heath cleans up here, and their excellent running back, Dustin Now, is down and hurt here on this play. But that's the type of aggressiveness we had against River that we didn't have at the beginning of the game.
Here, later in the fourth quarter, Heath Wells getting excellent pressure on the quarterback.
Now watch number 75 in the middle of the line here, makes an excellent move to the right of their center, puts great pressure and gets a sack on their quarterback. Just a fine job by our middle guard there, Heath Wells.
Here, sophomore defensive end Adam Jones makes a nice play.
Now Caldwell getting the ball with a little over a minute to play. Their last possession, they try to throw the ball out to the left, and Adam Jones does a real nice job here reading this and a good job of covering. They look off, throw back. He's right there and makes a nice hit.
Post-game activity here, Coach. Anyone at the bonfire would know what we're showing here. Can you explain to us, though, what we're about to see?
Well, you see we start to walk off, and I'd made a comment at the bonfire on Thursday night that my only comment was these guys played like they did last week. We'd be okay, we would win, and Tucker was the king, and I said I would kiss the king, and I had to live up to my promise, so I gave Tucker a good kiss right there at the middle of the field.
We'll be right back to take a look at this week's opponent, the Fort Fry Cadets.
Traveling hundreds of miles for therapy can be emotionally and physically draining and very costly. Woodsfield Nursing and Rehabilitation Center now offers outpatient and inpatient therapy for all ages, including orthopedic and sports rehab, as well as physical, occupational, and speech. Coming soon, in-home respiratory therapy and durable medical equipment for sale or rent, such as hospital beds, oxygen supplies, ostomy supplies, and much more. Watch for future updates at Woodsfield Nursing and Rehab.
These days, it seems like everyone is looking for a bargain. You can spend a lot of time shopping for high quality and low prices, even for gasoline. Red Hat in Woodsfield has 100% pure gasoline at low prices. While you're there, save on car care products, including oil, fluids, additives, and more. Soft drinks are discounted every day at the Red Hat. Stock up on your favorite pop and snacks. Even Fido gets a break with Champion dog food at big savings. So stop at the Red Hat today and save.
Welcome back. We're going to take a look now at this week's opponent, the Fort Fry Cadets. Unless you get the Marietta Times, Coach, we don't hear a lot about Fort Fry. I mean, the Times leader, intelligencer, doesn't really cover them, even though they are an OVAC school. We play them every year, and every other year we go down there, and it seems like every time we go down there, we end up in a battle.
Well, you're right, Lance, and you haven't heard maybe as much this year about the Fort Fry Cadets as maybe in some past years, and the reason being is in some of the past years, they were like 4-0 coming in. We being 4-0, there was a lot more hype and what have you. At this point in time, they're 2-2. They opened the season with a win over Federal Hocking 20-13. And then they lost their second game to Heath, which is a school up around the Newark area, 21-6. And then they lost to Belpre, who is undefeated and a very good football team, 21-13. They played very hard and played pretty well against Belpre in that third game. Then they came back this past week with a win, 26-8 over Waterford, which is a rival game with them, being that they're just right across the bridge from each other. And so they have improved, and they had a good new coach from last year, and they are getting their program in gear and a little more comfortable in doing some of the things that they hadn't done in the past that they're doing now. So as you mentioned, every year we get down there, it seems as though we're not ready to play at the beginning of the football game, and it's somewhat of a struggle, and it seems like we either have to come from behind in the first half and to try to wake up a little bit and get ready to play football. And I told our young men that we can't do that this year if we expect to win. So we have to be on our toes, and we're going to have to start playing football right from the very beginning.
Okay. Historically, Fort Fry's always been a big football team. They've always had a power running game, and we've seen in the past couple of years that they've really lacked a passing game. What can we expect from them this year?
Well, I think you're going to see, Lance, a lot of that, the running part of it. They do have a quarterback that has a little bit of experience, but he's not one that they rely on to throw the football to beat you. Their quarterback will be number 9, Adam Huck. He's a senior. He's 6 foot, 150 pounds. He likes to throw the intermediate pass or the short pass. He doesn't like to go deep a lot. That doesn't mean he won't go deep or he can't go deep, but he likes to throw to the backs out of the backfield. He likes to throw their tight end. He likes to throw the 10, 15, 20-yard pass. So we'll have to be alert for that. Their offense is predicated on the misdirection concept. They do a lot of misdirection. They'll line up with a slot one way, a wing the other way, one back in the backfield. They'll put somebody in motion, they'll fake to him, and then come back with a counter action to somebody else. And you'll see a lot of counters. They rely on number 2, a junior, Nathan Ellis, 6'3", 190, one of their slot backs to run a lot of the counters. They also have Josh 6 foot 180 senior, number 46 at the wing back. He'll run some counter action. They'll throw him out of the backfield, and so we'll have to be alert to that. They rely on number 33, Nathan Meisel, who's a senior, 5'11", 180, probably has as much or more experience than anybody in the backfield. He was their go-to guy last year as a runner, and they'll run him inside on the ISOs and what have you. You'll also see Sean Brooker, number 44, who's a sophomore, but 5'11", 200 pounds, nice-sized young man whose brother played before, and he's a pretty good football player. Up front, they have, as you mentioned, pretty good size. Their center is 6'2", 200, Cody Baker, and then they have guard 6'1", 255, Eugene Huck, which is a name that has been predominant in Fort Fry football in the past. Tony Long, a guard, 6 foot 180. Then their tackles, 6 foot 230, Kenny Whiteley, and the other tackle is Ryan Beardsley, 6'1", 190. So they do have some size across the front line, and as I said, they rely on the misdirection, and we'll have to be very alert for that because that has caused some of their opponents some problems.
Okay. You've been coaching here for years and years, and Fort Fry was a major rival of ours there at one point. I'll never forget coming out here and watching that 28-0 win over Fort Fry to finish your first undefeated season. You look back, I'm sure, I'm almost positive they had Hucks playing back then, they had Ellis's playing back then, the Brooker's dad was probably playing back then. And they haven't changed a whole lot over all those years. Coaches have changed, they've still been big. They still run the ball all the time. I know they always ran a 4-4 back then on defense. Is that something, has that changed?
Not really. They run, a lot of people call it a 4. We call it a split 6 because what they'll do is they'll line up with the 2 inside down tackles, the 2 ends, and they'll bring their outside linebackers up to give us more of a 6-look front than a 40 front, Lance. But a lot of the same things that they've done in the past. They may not bring as many people bring them up in the box and bring them on blitzes is what they've done in the past. In past years with their defensive coordinator, they have blitzed a lot of people, in fact sometimes 8, 9, 10 people, and sell out, so to speak, and try to stop the run. I know they're going to figure we're going to run the football and they're going to try to stop it with those front 8 people, but and they've got some pretty good kids in there, and some of those kids that don't play on offense play on defense, and so they're going to be a little bit rested. Their one end is number 81, Tom Anderson, doesn't maybe play all the time on offense. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. They've got another young man in there by the name of Scott Evans, who's not a real big kid, junior, number 84. He doesn't play really at all on offense, so he'll be rested. He'll be in there. They have another defensive end, or an outside linebacker, number 83, Matt Tullis. He's 6'1", 175, junior, and he doesn't really play a lot on offense. So they're going to have some kids who are going to be rested, aren't going to go both ways like our kids are going to do. But I'm sure they're going to be geared up to stop our run, and we're going to have to do a good job of execution and blocking up front to be able to establish that run, which is the key to our offense. So, and then hopefully we can maybe throw a pass here or there to kind of keep them honest, as we did with River when they ganged up on us. But we're anticipating a real tough ball game from Fort Fry. It's always been that way. You mentioned about years past, and I can remember back in the years you were talking about that it used to be, Fort Fry and Woodsfield used to be the two teams in the PVC that were the teams to beat, and a lot of times it came down to that's who won the PVC conference. And then it kind of went to the Woodsfield-Bellsville, Monroe Central-Bellsville. But I think of late, we've seen a lot more evenness and parity in the PVC. We talked about Caldwell. Caldwell's a real excellent football team, and of course there's Fort Fry and Frontier's gotten better and better each year. So there's a lot of other teams other than just the one or two teams in the PVC. But we're going to have to be ready to play when we get down there and not wait until the second half to get started. That's for sure.
Okay. Well, we're going to wrap things up here in a second. We're going to take a quick break and come back and do that.
As always, Woodsfield True Value has lots of things on sale for fall cleanup. Stop in today to check out the bargains. While you're there, see their new display of kitchen and bath cabinetry, vanities, sinks, and countertops. Save up to 65% off the suggested list price of selected styles of cabinets. Choose from white laminate, oak, hickory, cherry, or maple wood, and choose from a variety of styles and materials in vanities and countertops. At Woodsfield True Value, help with your new kitchen or bath is just around the corner.
At Respect's Food Market, we're proud of all we do. From our humble beginning in Woodsfield in 1929, we've grown to several stores throughout the Ohio Valley. We strive to combine the same small-town friendliness with the buying power of the chain store to give you, our friends and customers, the best of both worlds. And we take pride in our community, its people, and their accomplishments. We're proud to support all county schools and wish the Monroe Central Seminoles the best of luck. We're proud of all we do at Respect's Food Market, and Seminoles, we're proud of you.
Dr. and Mrs. Heckert are proud to make Monroe County their home and to serve as your hometown family doctor, along with experienced nurses and a nurse practitioner affiliated with Marietta Memorial Hospital. As time passes, your needs change. Woodsfield Savings and Loan has changed to meet those needs. At the Woodsfield Savings Bank, we know your schedule requires a drive-through and night deposit box. You want convenient parking, direct deposit, and automatic payments. At our new location on State Route 78, we want to meet your needs for a home mortgage, car loan, checking, and savings account. Our name and location have changed, but we're still here to serve our community and to help you to grow. The Woodsfield Savings Bank.
Welcome back. Going to take a second here and go over what we had last week as far as winners. 50-50 sheets this week. Adrienne Burkhardt was our big winner. She missed 4 games out of 30, so she won $40. It was a real easy week on those sheets. We had probably 25 people out of the 40 that only missed between 5 and 6. So good competition there. The football moms winners this week, Charlotte Sherman, that's Coach Sherman's mother, and Coach Huffman, Mark Huffman, were the winners there. On the sideliners board, we had John Weber and Ann Hartshorn were the winners of the first quarter. George Block won the second and third quarters, and Walter Kemp was the final score winner. So there's your list of winners for the week. A couple of things I want to mention before we get going here. One's the 200 Club. Coach, I believe we've got another thing going this year as far as early bird sign-up for the 200 Club.
Yeah, it seems like football season just got underway, and here we are approaching the midway point as far as the season is concerned. And it's time now for people to renew their memberships in the 200 Club. which is kind of the lifeblood of the football program. As long as the 200 Club keeps going, we can do a lot of things for the young men in the football program in terms of equipment and what have you. So those of you people that have been in the 200 Club in the past, I'm sure you've already received your letters. We'd encourage you to get back in as soon as possible. And those of you that are not in the 200 Club that would like to get in the 200 Club, we would welcome you to get in. So contact a member of the Sideliners. Let me know. We can get you in. It costs $50 to join for the year. And with that $50 membership, you get an opportunity to win in our annual weekly drawings. And we have two $25 winners every week of the year. Plus, at the end of the year, sometime in January, we have a nice party for those people that are in, and you get to bring a guest. So there's a lot of perks to being in the 200 Club, and like I say, it really helps our program out tremendously. So if you're not in, we'd like for you to join. Let us know. We'd be glad to have you. As far as joining early, as Lance said, if you join early by the 19th, I believe, of October, then I think it's October, 19th of October, you have an opportunity to win a brand new color TV. So if you're going to get in, you might as well get in and get in early and have an opportunity to win that TV. So if you're interested in joining, just let us know. We'd be glad to have you.
Okay. I've been a member several years, Coach, and I hate to wish the fall away, but that evening in January that you mentioned, I've never went yet, and I had a real good time.
It's a great time.
Okay. But one other thing that's going on this weekend, on Sunday, the football moms are having their annual tour of homes. I know this because I've been racking my brains on this tour of homes thing, so what can you tell us about that?
I think you're directly involved, aren't you, Lance?
Good bit.
In fact, Lance is home. Him and his wife, Angie, are so gracious to allow the football moms to put their home on tour, and they have a beautiful home. He's done a lot of work. They've both done a lot of work there, so I'm sure you enjoy seeing it. But the football moms have an annual tour of homes each year, and again, it's a fundraiser for the football team, and that tour will take place this Sunday from 1 to 5, and the cost of the tour is $5. Now, on the tour, you'll have an opportunity to see 5 beautiful homes, and also this year, in addition to the 5 homes, you'll have an opportunity to tour the field house if you haven't seen the field house before. It costs $5 to tour all the homes and the field house. That's not just $5 per home, but that's all the homes and the field house for $5. You can get your tickets from Football Moms. You can also pick up your tickets at the grade school prior to the tour, and at the grade school they'll have the tickets, plus they're going to have some cookies and punch there. As you register and sign up and get your tickets, you can get some cookies and punch. I know the moms would appreciate you going on that tour. Seems like it's a big success every year, and I want to personally thank you and your wife, Lance, and all the other the people that are on the tour that have opened their homes up to that tour, for allowing the football moms to use their homes for the tour, because as I say, it is a fundraiser for the football team, and it helps us out tremendously.
Okay. Well, yeah, the football moms do a tremendous amount every year, so as far as my wife and myself and that decision, it was an easy decision for us.
Plus, when you put your home on tour, you get all those little odds and ends things done, but I'm sure it's been a lot of work for you and Angie to get things done, but again, we appreciate you and the rest of the homeowners having their homes on the tour.
Well, tomorrow evening, 7:30 kickoff at Fort Fry, so you'll need to get on the road. This is probably our furthest trip of the year every year, so 7:30 kickoff. Join Jeff Stevens and Dale Eddy Saturday morning on TV6 with that replay. That's at 11 a.m. We'll see you at Fort Fry tomorrow night.